tokenization, because I think that's a very central concept to the entire Finternet and even Project Agora. Project Agora is also kind of based on tokenization and dematerialization. So I think we'll spend a brief bit on tokenization. And so one of the things that tokenization has helped in enhancing is harnessing new ways for various intermediaries to interact and serve end consumers, while reducing, if not completely removing, the need for having a completely different system for messaging, for reconciliation, for settlement, and all of those. And while in a way crypto and decentralized finance has offered a very good way of tokenization, according to BIS, the entire crypto system itself is flawed and it cannot ever take up the mantle of money in the future, because according to BIS, again, it's self-referential, has very little contact with the real world, and lacks the trust that's being provided by central bank. I think the people who write these papers at the BIS clearly have forgotten how it is that central banks and bankers world over kind of led to some of the big busts that we saw, not just in 2008, but even a decade back. But anyways, let's not diss a report that the BIS created that was dissing other financial instruments. That just, an eye for an eye, that's making the world blind. So they're looking to the BIS project is kind of looking to build upon these efforts. Now, you may also say that, apart from crypto, a lot of private institutions and like fintech players, as well as commercial banks, have explored the concept of tokenization. Like in India also, we're trying to do a lot on tokenization with fractional real estate asset management companies. But the problem is that because it's a siloed kind of the innovation, or whatever incremental innovations are happening, it's in a siloed way, it's happening in a disconnected fashion. So that is one of the reasons why BIS feels that there's a need for a centralized agency to kind of take up this mantle.